Oh,
world, welcome to Maria and Joe. Tune in as we entertain you and empower you on the next hour.
but I'm here in spirit, and
Hi,
I can
Joe.
hear everything you're saying.
Well, today Joe has technical difficulties as well, so he's gonna be actually calling us. He is already on the phone. Hello, Joe.
Hi, Maria. How you doing today?
I am doing amazing.
I think you shut my camera off. Is that what you did?
Yeah. Well, although we cannot see you, at least actually we can hear you. That's the most important thing, right?
Oh, that's a good thing. I think you shut me off because I don't look good today. That's all I'm thinking.
Oh, why you forgot
We'll
to
get
mention?
back at you next week, Maria.
All right. Well, yeah. There's always next week, right?
There's always next week. As they say, the show must go on.
The show must go on. Well, viewers, as you can see earlier on the screen, our inspirational quote of the day is the. Do you have that, Joe? Would you like to read it?
Hey, this is a good one, and most of you probably heard it before. Comes from MLK himself. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. I think that's a more important way to define a person. What do you think about that, Maria?
Well, that's true. You know what? It's more about the work that they do. It's action speaks louder than words.
Well, that's true. I think what this talks about, a lot of us are comfortable, have good jobs, good homes, don't worry about our neighbors and their issues. As long as our family's being fed, we're okay. But when maybe you're a couple paychecks away from going homeless or you can't pay your electric bill,
Or your
then
rent.
you kind of have to step up to whatever you have to do.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. That is actually a good topic that we. By the way, viewers, this is our inspirational quote from last week, and we move it to this week because it's really, really relative to what we're gonna be talking about today, about President Trump, right? And also about our veterans who serve in the military for longer years. Is that correct, Joe?
Oh, that's very much true. As we talked about, regardless of how great you think your leader is, or even as a veteran or man or woman, until you reach some real controversy or some real challenges in your life, you really don't know what kind of character you have, I have, or leaders have until they're forced to do what they think is best for everyone around them. Tricky
Exactly.
sometimes.
Exactly. And I would like to ask the viewers out there, what do you guys think about our inspirational quote of the day? Um, well, as I told you earlier, Joe, we're gonna have this inspirational quote because it's very empowering. And as we are actually speaking over the phone earlier, I was watching Donald Trump deliver his first address to the UN General Assembly in New York.
Well, that was a very obviously, if you like Donald Trump or not, that's not the point. The point is, he did say Americans first.
Yes, he
And he
did.
did say we're going to go after the enemy or our allies' enemy. Now, how we do that and all that, we're not 100% sure, but all options are on the table. And he puts America first, regardless of what you think. At least that's what he said, and I have to believe it.
Yeah, well, we have to believe it, and we're gonna hope. We're gonna actually cross our finger that it's gonna happen. That's what all we can do is to support him, right?
Well, that's true, but I'm praying. You cross your
Yes,
fingers all
I'm
you want
praying.
to. I'm
Praying.
praying.
Yes.
I believe in prayer.
Me too. I believe in prayer. I have, high faith and hopes that it's gonna happen. And I listened to probably probably 10 minutes of his speech earlier, and then I'm doing something else. And
Sure.
you know, I this is how I actually interpret, or that this is my opinion of what he was saying. He is standing out there, being our president who actually voted by the people. You know, I like I said before, I'm not anti-Trump, I'm not pro-Trump. I am actually going in the middle. All right. For me, as I'm looking and listening to what he's saying, he is just one of the politicians who actually say all these things without action at this point. But like I said, I'm still putting my hopes up. All right. I'm not actually, I'm not, I don't say, I'm not saying that he's not gonna do it, but it sounds like a politician for me.
I disagree. I strongly disagree. He's not a politician by heart, but he's a businessman. But after you draw the line in the sand so many times and say, if you do this, we're going to do that, we eventually have to do that. And he's trying to get the support of the international community before he takes real action. Hopefully, North Korea just says, okay, we're done. Let's go back to business as it was before, and everybody live in peace the best that we can.
Well, that's true. That's no. What I said is like what I said. I'm not against him, or I'm not fully actually believing of what he said. This is in general term. I'm saying my own opinion of how I listen, of what my perception of what he said. When he was talking, yes, he is not a politician. He is a businessman by heart. But then when he start talking and I'm listening for 10 minutes, I'm like, all right, I'm done with this, because I think if there is a better way, I would say, if I'm the only audience, I'm only his audience. I'm talking on my own perception only. I don't know what others think. I don't know what you think. But for me, I felt like I'm listening to a politician, not a businessman.
Well, for being a military veteran as myself, most veterans think differently. We have a job to do, and let us do our job, and not the rest of the world needs to know how we go about doing it. As long as we bring peace in the end and get results.
Well, yeah,
We'll see how it's done in the future.
exactly. Well, I would like to ask you this question though.
Uh-oh.
Did you listen to the speech?
Just a little bit of it. I've been on the road a lot this past week.
Well, since we are talking about this inspirational quote about measuring a man is not where he stands in moments and of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. All right. So now the
Right.
question is, do you think on that speech, do you think Trump actually stands in comfort and convenience, or he stands at times of challenge and controversy?
I personally think he's been challenged a lot in his life. No one makes a million or a billion or even $1,000 without a little bit of controversy, without some kind of challenge you have to overcome. Now, obviously, not everyone likes him, and that's okay. Not everyone likes me, and not everyone likes you, Maria. It's hard to believe. But the point is, he's being challenged, and he has to step up to the cause. He has to step up to the effort, regardless of what people think about him. Because if he's wavering back and forth, he's going to lose more and more support. So it's important when you say you're going to do something to do it. Now, sometimes, things change, circumstances change. We learn more that we did not know before, and we have to change our thoughts or our actions. But the bottom line is, when we make a decision, we need to follow through if some other proof doesn't show up beforehand, because our character, our word should mean everything.
Well, that's true. That's true. Like what I said, I'm still actually crossing my fingers, so I'm not really actually putting my hopes down. I'm still I still have faith that it's gonna happen. Like what I'm just talking about how he talk. I'm not talking about what things that he can do. So we'll see you
Understand
guys in
that.
the next segment.